business, and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome to The Splash Live. Dave Scott in our beautiful Splash studios. Thank you very much for joining us. We nearly, before I get started, I must tell you, we nearly had a technical catastrophe which would have made it impossible to do today's show. Our coffee maker had no coffee, but fortunately, we ran over to Starbucks and we're all saying, this is no commercial for Starbucks, but just want to let you know everything is okay. Thank you for joining us. An hour and a half of live local television for you right here on Civic Center TV. Starts out with a Splash Live. What you're watching right now, very local half-hour programming. We got Sheryl Hauk from the music department at West Bloomfield High School, along with a bunch of other things coming up in the show today. Stick around for that. Tyler Keefin at 10 o'clock with the MegaCast, and he'll take a slightly wider look at our area geographically. West Bloomfield, Orchard, Kegel, Sylvan, sure, but also take a look at some of the other things going on in Oakland County and the state of Michigan. So easy to watch our products all across a variety of platforms. If you're watching on cable TV, you can see us on Civic Center TV Channel 15 in the Greater West Bloomfield area on Comcast. Civic Center TV is on Channel 99 on AT&T cable television. Easiest place, I think, to watch us is on CivicCenterTV.com. Full high-definition video, all of our archives, and today, big, huge announcement. We're going to show you our brand new, easy to interpret and access program schedule. We'll do that on this morning's program. Another reason to watch our programming on Civic Center TV. You can watch us on Facebook and on YouTube, where we have a live stream each and every morning. And you can also listen on the radio, 89.3 Lakes FM. Portions of our programming also, I should mention, on the Biff Tyler Show on 88.1. You've got that right there? Wow, Jared is on his game today. He didn't even know I was going to do that. 88.1 The Biff. So good job, Jared. Good job for you. Knowing you can tune in across all of those platforms. We make it easy. That's just the way the world works right now. Let's take a look at today's weather around the Greater West Bloomfield area, kind of see how things are going. And again, it's going to be another spectacular day. 76 degrees today, sunshine. Doesn't look like we're going to have any precipitation at all today, tomorrow, and Thursday. 75 tomorrow, Thursday up to 73 degrees. So we're out of that really ridiculously hot 90-degree stuff. And right where we should be in early spring, mid-spring, heading into summer here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Great days to get out in the yard and the lake and have a great time. As I mentioned, we'll be checking in with Sheryl Hauk from the music department at West Bloomfield High School. What an incredible year they have had. I mean, they have been at Pistons games singing the national anthem. They have been at Carnegie Hall. The Laker Express is performing all over the place. It seems like everywhere I go, I run into Sheryl. So she'll be with us on the show today. She gets ready for two major events going on this week in West Bloomfield. It is graduation time, so Civic Center TV will be broadcasting live Wednesday night from the West Bloomfield High School auditorium as we bring you our annual honors convocation live on Civic Center TV at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. We'll certainly have all of the awards and recognitions and honors for our graduating seniors. There really isn't a happier time for parents, of course, for seniors who are moving on to the next point in their life, and for all of us in the community to celebrate these amazing students who, doing what I do, I have an opportunity to interact directly across the year. We have just so many amazing students. We'll honor them on Wednesday night live here on Civic Center TV, and then we will continue to rebroadcast that program. If you can't see it, if you got a student, you want to go check it out, maybe send it to grandma or grandpa, you can just go to CivicCenterTV.com and you'll find it there. And then on Sunday, we head out to Pine Knob for the actual graduation ceremony, the commencement ceremony. That starts at 10 o'clock on Sunday. And it's really great having all that going on out at Pine Knob. Last year was the first year. It's like you're going to a concert, and there's plenty of room for all the moms and dads and brothers and sisters and family and everybody who wants to attend. And we really look forward to that. Worked out great last year. It's going to work out great again this year. All right. So a lot coming up. It seems like it's always busy around here. Another very busy week right here at Civic Center TV. If you are in the city of Sylvan Lake, just a reminder, there is a mandatory sprinkler program. So just think we haven't had any rain here in our area. And I talked to the folks in the West Bloomfield Water Department. They say they are able to keep up with the loads. But in West Bloomfield, I can let you know, from 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning, where we have so much commercial sprinkler and then a lot of the automated sprinkler systems kick on, there has been a very big load. And ultimately, that heavy load, our water suppliers, who are our regional water authorities, charge us more when we use more water. So they say their numbers are going up. In Sylvan Lake, there are mandatory outdoor water restrictions now through October 15th. More of that information is available from Sylvan Lake. You just got to know whether you're an odd day house or an even day house, and make sure that you follow the rules. Speaking of following the rules, every boater who's got a motor on their boat, especially a motor that is an inboard motor, a motor where it's in a compartment, which is always the case in the larger boats, but is often the case on ski boats and a lot of other boats that we have in our local lakes, always turn the blower on before you start your engine. Otherwise, something like this might happen, and we'll try to get that picture up on the screen and show you what happened over in Union Lake just recently. The Oakland County Sheriff Department and search and rescue team was deployed to Union Lake at the report of a boat explosion. Thankfully, I mean, look at these pictures. Thankfully, nobody was injured or killed, but it is a stark reminder to everyone to make sure you turn that blower on before you start the engine. Look at that one picture of that ski boat. I mean, the whole back of the ski boat is gone and burned up. It's amazing that nobody was killed. So bottom line, if you got one of those engines, it's an inboard engine, it's in a compartment, there's a blower switch. Fire the blower switch. If there are gas fumes on there and you start the motor, boom, it could happen. Thank you to Rob Kalman, Mayor of Kego, for posting these pictures today on Facebook and for bringing all this to our attention. This happened in Union Lake, but it could very easily happen on Cass Lake, on Sylvan Lake, on Orchard Lake, and we don't want to see this happening on any of our lakes in the lakes areas. There are a lot of boats here that fit into this class of boats. So if you have an engine on your boat and it's in a compartment, there's got to be a blower motor on there. Fire that blower motor. Make sure you hear it, it's running, and give it a little bit of time, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Sing the alphabet a couple of times before. It's like washing your hands, right? Before you start that motor up, and that, what we just saw right there, hopefully won't happen to you. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a moment. We're going to check in with the West Bloomfield Music Department. Sheryl Hauk joins us in a moment. They have had an unbelievably successful year, traveling all over the place. We'll check in with her in a minute, find out all the details, and look back at a big year and talk about a couple of big performances they have coming up at the Honors Convocation and the commencement ceremonies over the next couple of days. Good morning, I'm Dave Scott. You're watching The Splash Live, and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Watch Civic Center TV with our brand new live captions. To turn on live captions, go to civiccentertv.com and click Watch Live. In your web browser, click on the Options tab in the top right and find the Accessibilities tab. Then just switch on live captions to heighten your enjoyment of our local programming. Thank you so much for watching Civic Center TV. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Good morning and welcome back to the Splash Live. Dave Scott here on Civic Center TV and all of our outlets, on the radio, on cable, on YouTube and everything here. Good to be with you this morning. When you travel through the circles you travel through, and for me that's around education, a lot of our community leaders, and in business circles. As you do, you run into people that it's just so conspicuous that they're not at their job picking up a paycheck. They're at their job because they love it. They're enthusiastic about it. You see that they go the extra mile with everything they touch. And I hope she's not going to blush here, because our next guest, Sheryl Hauk, is certainly one of those people. She is a fine arts coordinator, the choral director at West Bloomfield High School. Sheryl, good morning and welcome to the Splash Live.
Hi, Dave. Nice to be here.
Well, it's good to have you here. And what a year. It seems like every day I turn the page on all of my information sources, and there you are. You're in New York. You're at the Pistons. You're at the West Bloomfield, high school football game, on and on and on. It has been a big year for you and the people that have a great voice at West Bloomfield schools.
Yeah. So after COVID, we couldn't do anything for so long. All of a sudden, this year has been like our post-COVID year. So we've been to every university singing. We've sung at the Pistons game, at Greenfield Village. We got to go to Carnegie Hall and sing with Eric Whitacre, who is a very famous composer. We had one of our composers, Christian Colo, come back from LA. He's written for a lot of big movies. He came and did a workshop for us. We've had a big spring concert with 100 kids dancing and singing for 2.5 hours. We've been to CMU, to Gold Company with the famous Greg Jasper. I could go on and on. We have kids in honors choir this year. We have kids who went to state solo ensemble and got great scores. Every choir got the highest rating at the choral festivals this year. So we've been really busy.
You have been, and that just doesn't happen in every school district in Michigan. This is a very unique and special situation, and that's why I want to spend some time with you today, because it is unique. It is amazing what you're doing, and certainly you're not going to show up in the headlines as much as the football team or the basketball team. But, you have made your own headlines. And let's just start with the trip to Carnegie Hall. There is no greater place to perform. You have gone to the mountaintop. You've ruined these kids' lives. How did they follow up with that? Talk about your trip to Carnegie Hall.
We have a trip next year to Hawaii to sing at Pearl Harbor on the Missouri. So that might be something. But so Eric Whitacre, who is one of the most famous composers right now for choral music, invited us to come and sing with him at Carnegie Hall, a holiday concert. And we sang the first act. It was magnificent, but what was even more wonderful was the kids got to sing at Rockefeller Center too. They were the first group ever to be invited in the holiday season to sing at the Rockefeller.
So how did these invitations, how did they come to you? I mean, because again, this is not something that every school in Michigan or any school in the country necessarily is getting these invitations. Can you explain that?
Well, I mean, it is what the kids have done over a legacy of many, many years. It's not that this year was the greatest year we ever had. We have been to Carnegie Hall before, and they want students, one, who can sing, we know that, but we also want students that represent their communities positively and listen to the composers and do what the conductors want them to do. And we have a reputation. Our kids are great at West Bloomfield. They go out into the community. The Pistons, they call us first every single year, not only because they sing so great, but because they represent their community with such high ethics and high standards. And word spreads. So it has spread and all the way to Hawaii and to Europe. And so I do get a lot of invitations, and we're very fortunate. But they came with really hard work and a lot of learning and growing as students in our choral program.
And so I believe you, because I've seen these students perform. Our viewers might not know how great they are. So let's just roll this clip. I'll give Jared just a second here. We don't have time to let the whole thing go, but let's just roll the clip of your students performing in front of all those people downtown at a Pistons game. Let's watch.
I'm not sure we can hear it.
We can hear it. You might not be able to, but we're hearing it okay. Sorry about that. All right, Sheryl, I know you might not have been able to hear it, but we can wrap this up, Jared. Thank you. I know you might not have been able to hear it, but they sounded great. And I mean, just watching that video, and chills go down my back because it's so exciting. Not everybody gets that opportunity. And do your students, when they're at Carnegie Hall, when they're at a high school football game with a big crowd, or they're performing at a Pistons game, do they get scared or nervous? Or what's the preamble like?
A couple of them get nervous, not all of them, but nerves is, I talk about that in class. Nerves is just our body's natural way of getting ready to do something really, really special. And so if we didn't have that adrenaline going, we may not perform at the level that they do. No one gets so nervous that they don't enjoy the moment and say, listen, this was a once in a lifetime, twice in a lifetime for some of these Laker kids. But this is a moment that I'm going to cherish always.
Well, absolutely great. And Hawaii. So talk a little bit about that invitation and something to look forward to next year. You said performing on an aircraft carrier in Hawaii. Talk about that.
It's the 70th anniversary of the Vietnam Veterans commemorative parade in Honolulu. And then we have a special invitation to sing on the USS Missouri, or we haven't decided yet, the Visitor Center. My dad was a naval officer in the Vietnam War, so this is really special to me. And we're going to get to go to the Polynesian Cultural Center and just really look at a different culture and represent Michigan in the parade. So we're real excited about that.
Well, it's a great honor, and certainly comes on a really good week for us to be talking about it. It's Honors Convocation Week. And not only will many of your students certainly be receiving some of those honors on Wednesday night when we broadcast all of it live from the auditorium at West Bloomfield High School at 7 o'clock here on Civic Center TV. But of course, there'll be performances during that. So tell us what's going to be happening on Wednesday night.
So Wednesday night is our honors convocation. We invite all seniors in the choir program to come and sing for their peers, and they get to choose the song so that they get to share their idea of saying goodbye to their peers. And the same thing happens at graduation, except for we add the Laker Express to give it a little bit more oomph. And the kids, the senior class, choose their song for graduation, and it's really fun to be a part of that and go through that journey with the seniors.
And it was always a lot of fun pre-COVID when we did the graduation ceremony at the Ice Arena in Plymouth. But I'm telling you, being a Pi Novice is even better. I mean, I thought it was fun. I'd never been on that stage, backstage a couple times, never on stage. And it was so cool last year. We'll get all the technical things made right for you this year. But, for all of us in the audience, and it has to be for you guys on stage, even more exciting to be performing at such an iconic stage.
Yeah, I've seen, big headliners there. So to stand on the same stage as these huge headliners is really fun. And it's a great opportunity to give the kids too.
And Sheryl, before we say so long, this all comes to you honestly. You obviously love to sing yourself, and I hope you don't mind me mentioning, you know where I'm going, right? So last time I saw you perform was with my good friends Byron and Michelle Conselmo at a concert they did over on the east side, the Byron in Motion Band, and you were singing backup vocals and doing all the pop songs of the 60s and the 70s, and that Byron and Michelle sing so well. And that's got to, I know you're doing that for the fun, right?
Oh, it's all fun. It's, I'm 60 years old, so it's the music of when I grew up, and when they invited me to do it, it's like, oh yeah, this is going to be a blast, and it is. They're just a great duo, and we had a wonderful time. And if they ever come back out of retirement, I sure hope I get to do it again.
Yeah, sure. Their last concert. I believe that. Just like the Rolling Stones, the Who, Elton John. Oh, it's the last concert. We're never performing again. I like giving them a hard time. Hey, real quickly before we go, with this prestigious music program, I'm sure people in our community who may be watching right now have young ones that are thinking about getting them in at the very earliest level. I assume that starts with choir in elementary, middle school. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, we don't have that in West Bloomfield.
Okay.
We have a choir at the middle school, but I just encourage them to have them sing. Kids love to pretend that they're the Little Mermaid, or just keep them singing. And we do have other music programs. We have the strings and the band. That's really good for learning to read music and get their feet wet and sing with their band music. So please, if you have younger kids, we had the opportunity. I think I shared a picture of going to every school at the holiday season and singing for all the elementary kids. And one of the students that was in Lakers this year for the first time he saw Lakers was when they came to his school to sing holiday songs. So we hope those fifth graders and first graders, I have grandchildren now that listen to these concerts, say, please keep them singing.
Well, there's a lot more to what you do than the national anthem on the Friday night football games where thousands of people see the Laker Express. Sheryl, great job. Congratulations. Fantastic year.
Dave.
Enjoy your well-deserved time off this summer, and no letting up. We're expecting big things next year. A trip to Hawaii.
Great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you very much. Sheryl Hauk, the Fine Arts Coordinator, West Bloomfield School District Choral Director, joining us this morning here in the Splash Live. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment with more. Don't go away.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Hello, my name is Kurt Lawson. I am the Deputy Chief of Police of the West Bloomfield Police Department. I want to let you know about an important organization that provides vital services to both our youth and families right here in West Bloomfield. West Bloomfield Youth Assistance is a nonprofit group that provides confidential, short-term, family-centered counseling services while also funding important prevention programs throughout the West Bloomfield community. Youth Assistance also prides itself in recognizing young people from our community for making positive contributions. The Youth Recognition Award Ceremony, which occurs each spring, ensures that positive behavior is rewarded and not overlooked. West Bloomfield Youth Assistance provides summer camp scholarships to those in our community that are in need, as well as a Mentors Plus program that allows children 6 to 16 with a one-on-one meaningful mentoring relationship with a caring adult. The West Bloomfield Police Department has long recognized the importance of West Bloomfield Youth Assistance. We are glad to be a partner and invite you to learn more about the important role Youth Assistance has in our community.
If you would like to find out more information about West Bloomfield Youth Assistance, or you would like to make a donation, please visit wbyouthassistance.org or call 248-592-1278.
And now, back to the Splash Live.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Splash Live. Dave Scott. Hey, don't forget the big event in association with West Bloomfield Youth Assistance is the big food truck rally this weekend. It's going on at the Orchard Mall. It's going to be happening all day Saturday. Historically, we've done this event on Fridays. First year that we're actually doing it on a Saturday. It's going to be running all day Saturday. There'll be music, entertainment, adult beverage tent for those of you that wish to enjoy that, and food trucks extraordinaire. The parking lot at Orchard Mall, the weather looks perfect for it. Temperatures are going to be in the 70s, and we hope you come out. The 2023 Food Truck Rally going on this weekend at Orchard Mall. Make sure you get out and enjoy it. And as Kurt Lawson said on the show earlier this week, Yes, they're going to raise some money for youth assistance, but the real reason this event is happening is to create a great opportunity for people in our community to come together and just get out in the sun and have a little fun with each other. Should be a lot of fun. We'll be there this weekend for the big food truck rally. So the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, their mission is to preserve and collect the history of all four of our communities, West Bloomfield, Kego, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake. The history is made with your stories, with your contributions, with your experiences. We can only tell the history of our community through those people who've lived it or those people that have been told the history of our community from previous generations. For June, the Historical Society would like to learn more about your experiences and memories of Apple Island, that great island right in the middle of Orchard Lake. Have you visited? Have you been there? What is your favorite thing about the island? There's a link you can submit your information right to. Just go to forms.gle. You know, this address is too complicated. Just get a hold of the people over at the Historic Museum. They'll give you all the information. You can always mail your story. Here we go. Old school. Mail your story to 3951 Orchard Lake Road, Orchard Lake, Michigan, 48323. By the way, when you head over to the Historical Museum, make sure you understand there's construction going on in the parking lots at the Orchard Lake City Hall there. So do give them a little bit of extra time for getting in and out of there. Big night tonight at Lily Pad Springs, our amazing water park here in West Bloomfield. Now open Tuesday evening, so you can get out tonight from 6:30 until 8:30. Tuesday nights are a big night at Lily Pad Springs all summer, and that continues until August. And I just want to show you this picture real quickly before we go. This is a picture of the 2008 Ford Crown Victoria. This is the squad car that Dan and Orlean O'Rourke owned. It was a squad car that the township sold to them or gave to them to help with the memory of Officer Patrick O'Rourke, who of course passed away in the line of service. He died back in 2012. They honor his memory by showing his decommissioned squad car at car shows or any events, and we're really excited that that amazing vehicle that encompasses all of the memories and helps remind us of the stories of Officer O'Rourke will be at the Sloan Museum for their big event and show coming up in Flint the 24th and 25th of June at the 51st Annual Sloan Museum Auto Fair big event. And it's so great to see that that vehicle is going to be there. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Another great day here in West Bloomfield. Enjoy the weather. Be careful. It is getting a little bit dry out. So, fires, outdoor fires and things, we can't open burn in our communities anyway. So be very, very careful until we get some rain here and enjoy this really nice, spectacular weather. Hopefully you're going to get out on the lake this evening or go for a nice walk on one of our trails. Have a great day. See you tomorrow morning right here on Civic Center TV.